Hi class, this is Latasha Woods, and I will be presenting my Week 7 Conflicts of Interest virtual class assignment on the screen capturing. And my topic is going to be about the medical malpractice fact pattern. I chose this particular topic because it is a personal experience of mine that happened back in 2000. Some of this information in the story are facts. Most of it are fictional. I did not use any names. I did not use the local hospital name that this really existed in, but it's something that's near and dear to my heart, and I think I just wanted to use this example as the malpractice fact pattern. The actual event that surrounds the attorney, as far as the client, the topic that we are discussing, I'm sorry, that did not happen, but I had used the example of what happened with the patient as an example of what literally happened between my family and me. Let's get right to it. Young mother gave birth to a baby, and after 4 months of the baby's birth, the mother started experiencing pain in the lower part of her back. She went to the emergency room at Charleston Memorial Hospital. The patient explained her symptoms to the doctor, and he made a prognosis after obtaining a urinalysis, and she ultimately was diagnosed with a UTI, which is the acronym for urinary tract infection. The doctor prescribed necessary prescriptions and sent the patient home with instructions. Basically, just to give a little clarity, the patient went to the emergency room at Charleston Memorial Hospital, and she was experiencing all this pain. The doctors gave a prognosis, which pretty much saying, okay, the doctors say, well, we think it's this, but let's do these urinalysis and a blood test, and we're going to find out for sure. So the diagnosis actually came out to be a urinary tract infection based on the test results. The doctor sent the patient home with the medication to treat the urinary tract infection, and also the instructions. And anybody knows that if you ever had a urinary tract infection, you cannot drink carbonated sodas, you cannot have a lot of teas and things like that. So the patient just drank plenty of water and took the medication as prescribed. But somehow these symptoms was reoccurring. I mean, we got months and months going down the line, and this patient is still having the same symptoms. The lower back pain, and she went to the same emergency room, saw the same doctor. They diagnosed her again with urinary tract infection. Sent her home. They didn't send her home with the same medicine. It was a different type of medication that treated the urinary tract infection. I guess it was a little bit more stronger, I guess you could say. But on December 12, 2000, approximately 9 months after the baby's birth, the patient collapsed in the middle of a local Walmart store after she was doing some Christmas shopping. The patient was admitted at the Charleston Medical Hospital, where tests was ran, and it was discovered that this patient had, and I hope I'm not saying this, pronouncing this incorrectly, cholelithiasis, which is the presence of gallstones in the gallbladder. It was discovered that this patient had this problem since giving birth to this baby 9 months earlier. All right, that was the crazy part about it. This patient been having these gallstones over 9 months, and it was never discovered. Okay, the underlying symptoms of the cholelithiasis are similar to the symptoms of a urinary tract infection. I think that's what the doctors, kind of got it mixed up at, because the same symptoms that she got for the urinary tract infections were the same symptoms for gallstones being, in her gallbladder. But because the urinary tract infection test came out positive, that's what the assumption was, that it was only the urinary tract infection. They missed the gallstones. All right. The patient had an emergency cholecystectomy, which is the removal of the gallbladder. Unfortunately, the patient did not survive this. It wasn't necessary. I didn't word it right, but it wasn't the complication of the surgery. It was basically that after the surgery, her body organs started to shut down because they later discovered that one of the gallstones had actually escaped from the gallbladder and blocked the bile duct. Now, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't exactly know what the bile duct functions are, but I do know that it is extremely dangerous. And whatever it was, it caused the patient to have pancreatitis. The body organs started shutting down and things like that. And she ultimately died like maybe, I'll say about maybe 14, 15 days later after she was admitted. The patient's family sued Charleston Memorial Hospital and the emergency room doctor for negligence and misdiagnosis. The emergency room doctor did not give the proper tests that were needed to discover the gallstones, such as an ultrasound or an MRI. So in the very beginning, when this patient was first diagnosed with this, and when they saw that she was coming back for the same things, they should have ran more tests. Even though she probably still had the urinary tract infections, they still should have ran more tests to catch the gallstones. All right. But to get to the assignment part of this class, the case was handled by an attorney who decided to take this malpractice case for the plaintiffs, which are the family of the deceased. Upon reading the facts of the case, the attorney later discovered that the emergency room doctor is actually a distant relative of one of the partners at the law firm, which was never disclosed. This is make-believe, so don't ask how he found out, but he found out. This created a conflict between the patient's family and one of the law firm's partner's family members, who is the defendant to this case. The attorney then withdrew from representing this case, causing the family to hire another attorney from a different law firm. And that's basically my scenario to this medical malpractice fact pattern. And I hope you all enjoy listening to my story. Thank you.